It's a great privilege for us to have Ajahn Sundara, one of the four female disciples, first four female disciples, who's taken on the Siladhara ordination with Ajahn Sumedho. Ajahn Sundara has got a big wealth of experience. She has been particularly been nominated by Luang Por Sumedho to offer this talk today. So we're very, very happy that she could offer us something. And we shall begin the session with Ajahn Sundara leading us in a short guided meditation. Ajahn, please.
Yes. I'll figure out the time. 15. No, I need the time to see 15 minutes, 10 minutes. Okay. So, let me see. You've done all the preliminary words, okay? And now we'll start on meditation. Is that it? Yeah, Deepa? You're according to your plan, according to my plan, I think it's the same. Yeah.
Yes, Ajahn.
So I don't see many people here. Is there anybody else?
Yes, even I'd like to request people who can turn on the videos to please turn on your videos so that Ajahn can see you. Ajahn, there are many people here. It's increasing by the numbers. Right now we're at 51. So
I mean, mostly beta, mostly it's only the main thing is to know whether I'm going to say, have you done meditation before, or that kind of thing. And so if people have done or haven't done, then I have an idea whether they're beginners or whether they're professional or that kind of thing.
yes, if you can see the people, the familiar faces on screen, you know that the level of meditation, Ajahn.
Okay, okay. Well, we'll try our best. I'm very happy to be here because I was supposed to, there was a time when I was going to come to your country. For some reason, it just didn't work out. But 20 years later, I'm here, which is very nice. So I'm French. So if you don't understand all my English, there's nothing kind of wrong. It's just you. I'm just having a French accent or something like that. But I've been in England for a long, long time, so I should be almost English. Not quite, but almost. So, yeah, when you meditate, when you start, if you can sit, I can't sit anymore. I mean, I sit, but on chairs and now, you can sit on your cushion or you sit on a chair and you will just listen. I will give you some guidance at the beginning of this practice, all right? Encouragement. And then I'll also maybe, kind of a way of directing your attention. And after that, you'll be more in a quiet mode. And after the 10 minutes, we have to, what is it, 10, 15 minutes? Huh? It's all hidden now. Okay, yes, 10 to 20. Right, so 10 to 20 minutes, yeah. So it's 10 past 9 now. So we'll do that, do meditation until, I mean, that's what I have here. It's not the same time. So when you sit yourself on the floor, when you you can just notice the first things to do is just to sit down and remember that there's nothing to do, nowhere to go, and nothing to to basically to get agitated. Whatever is going on in your mind, you just relax. Okay? That really helps because then your brain relaxes as well. Then your mind, begin to feel more comfortable. Even if you're having lots of story, lots of miserable messages and history and so on, don't worry about that. You just have to be a bit more strong to bear all the things that causes all the things that cause our mind. So your eyes are gently closed and your body try to be as upright as you can if you can afford it with your and you don't have any any dangerous thing if you pull, maybe either pull the back too much on one side or something. So you have to be careful, sensitive to the back, to the body in general. Yeah. All right. And then as you close your eyes, you begin to just from the top of your head down to the feet. Okay. You know what I'm going to ask you is just to be very, very mindful, to be aware, conscious of the whatever is going on really in your body from the top of the head down to the feet, and you go quite slowly. You don't have any rush. Okay, I mean there's not a very long time, but I'm sure you'll have the time to do the whole body. And I don't go into details. Sometimes I describe it in great details and so on, but I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. I hope so. And you know, begin at the top and end at the bottom, the feet. So very tranquil, very, there's nothing to do, nothing to nowhere to go, nowhere to, right now, this attention to the body, okay, helps you to stay focused. That's one way of having some focus. It should be sometimes you can do a lot of different meditation to be focused. It's not the only way, but this is one way, and that's a good one to be in the body, come to the body, and be attentive to the body. Yeah. So, can you continue gently and softly? Some of you may have done a lot of meditation. You might not have so much a pile of history to deal with, or pile of maybe we're thinking about the work you have to do or what you have to do in general with your family or something. So you can just, for now, you can drop everything and just be attentive to your body, who really loves it. I have to say, something that the body loves. Attention, believe it or not. Yeah. You notice any sensation that you experience. You also notice any feelings, any sense of cold, hot, or feeling tense, feeling relaxed, right? Now, I'm sure that most of you, if you have done some meditation, you know that we approach the body or the mind with a good dose of loving kindness. You don't have to get agitated to pay attention to your body, but remind yourself just to be really gentle. There's nothing to fight against or nothing to whatever you experience, you also learn little by little that you just have to let things come and go. They don't really need you anymore. If you don't get too busy wanting things to work really fast or according to what you think it should be. So just be, just noticing the sensation of your body, noticing maybe the desire to stop doing it or wanting more of it or tired, whatever. Now you can, instead of focusing on the on the body itself, you can simply just stay, relaxed. You don't have to change anything, but you can let your mind open to whatever is coming to you or not. You don't have to focus on just the body. You can feel what's happening around you, different parts of the body, etc. Sound, if there is sound outside. Yeah, you can just, so right now we just stop this kind of focus on the body sensation, and then you can just open your your mind to whatever experience is coming through yourself, through your chitta, through your body, etc., etc. So it's a like way of Ajahn Sumedho to teach us the kind of way of expanding the your mind, which is really you know, quite busy sometimes. But also you may find a place from this expansion or something much more relaxed and not really so too busy trying to get things working the way you want. Always with the an approach of kindness, gentleness, appreciation. Are you okay to stay here? Are you feeling okay to be here? Would you prefer to go? So I think now we have reached the time which we don't have necessarily to follow. You can change it, but I think it's good. We have got started at about 10 past, and now not very long, really, is it? But anyway, since we have a timetable, right, as well. It's full of it. Huh? So you can start opening your eyes if you haven't opened them yet, and you can sort of you haven't stayed a long time in practice in meditation, sitting, and so on, but still you can stretch a little bit your feet, your legs, whatever, And I'll give a reflection on again last time.
Ajahn, allow us to now formally request the Dhamma teachings from you.
That's right. Yes, yes, yes.
The brothers and sisters, let us all now put our palms in Manjari and then request the Dhamma talk.
Yeah.
Brahma Jamokha Vibhati Sahambhati Antam Jariyaman Divaranaya Jata Santi Dasata Avajaga Jatika Desi Dudama Anukam Himam Bhajan.
That's lovely. Inspires you to see something good. Must be Thai. It's not the way we do it in England. But we have nuns doing it and monks sometimes doing the same rhythm as the Thai language, you know. Okay. Well, I'm a bit surprised. I didn't mean I needed a lot of people here, but I'm only 4 people at the moment. And I know there's other people, but I'd quite like to see beings. Anyway, so can you hear me? No. Can you hear me better now? No? Yes? No? We're trying to, yeah, okay. Deepa is, Beta, sorry, Beta is everything okay?
Yeah.
So, how long does it take? 10 minutes? Yeah. You can have a look at that. It's in the just a minute. I can look at the time. What, Deepa, what was the time for the reflection? Do you remember? 40 minutes? 30 minutes?
Yes, Ajahn, 40 minutes is fine, or you can take as long as you want, as short as you want, as you wish.
Okay, okay, that's, and you can look at, maybe you can look at it. We can find a place which is about notes, you know, the when you have notes. Yeah. Yeah. So I'm just going to do Namo Tassa, which is a traditional kind of beginning of a talk, okay? So Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa. Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa. Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa. Buddham Dhammam Sangham Namasami. So I'm really glad to bring my experience of the, you know, of this practice into your country. I want to, you know, I mean, sort of sharing for me. I'm not talking about me being so special, but more talking to people who live in that country, which I've seen on maps for a long, long time, but not really, you know, meeting people in person, at least in kind of person. So, you know, I guess many of you have already done, you know, a number of years of practice, a number of time of, you know, just observing what this practice does to us, and how the joy of realizing maybe that maybe you have already realized that the joy of realizing that this practice is actually something that transforms our life completely. And no, I'm not saying because life is bad or life in Buddhism, it's not the way it's explained. It's more noticing the part of our, in our everyday life. You don't have to explain to people what dukkha is, or anatta or anicca is. Maybe anatta is more difficult because it takes a bit longer and a bit more attention to actually get truly, the truth of this teaching. So when you know, the first thing that I loved about Buddhism, it was that you don't have to wait for somebody to tell you what to do. In fact, it doesn't work. It might help you for the first few times, but really what you need more than anything is to experiment yourself. Otherwise, it won't work. So experimentation is like, you find the way of discovering how to do this, how do you begin to explore all this practice, this teaching, and to see by yourself the realization of our life, that how it sees clearly what is called sometimes in English, the way things are, the way it is, right? I'm sure you've heard these words very much, haven't you? Can you tell me, like the four of you? Yeah, the way it is, which is a bit abstract if you don't know what that means. It's a bit abstract, the way it is. Mm? So this is one thing I wanted to talk a little bit about, because in a way, it's quite easy in any situation to find ourselves trying to be, the best meditator, or doing much more than what you see in yourself. Maybe a lack of contentment, or the lack of appreciation, or the lack of patience, And so the whole practice is really around seeing very simple things like anicca, impermanent. We see impermanence all day long in our life. We don't even pay attention, but we know what it is, you know. We know what it is, that change is happening around us, in us constantly, right? No, we don't need a great master to find that. And then, what is not noticed is the internal aspect of our practice. What moves, what change, what become different. And this is the beauty of practicing, is that little by little, you really start to see the transformation of your life, of yourself, of your friend. I mean, that affect every aspect of our life when you begin to, discover what this you say transmission, but I would say what these changes are actually affecting for the better our life. So, this is one, by the way, this is one of the, the one I'm talking to you about, or talking to you a bit more, is actually one of the first teaching of the Buddha. You might be aware of it, it's part of the first sermon. And so this is, the foundation. But sometimes because it is a foundation, we can easily sort of think, oh, this is just too simple, or it is just too, I want something more interesting, more this, more that, instead of actually a good teacher will, encourage you not to just know the training that you have, or the teaching that you have received, as something you can get through the intellect, or you can remember and you think you know it, that doesn't work. I mean, it works at the beginning because that's all we know, but really what works is actually see things happening and happened, not just looking at them and kind of giving a judgment. I like, I don't like, it's great, it's not great, it's working, not working. But to begin to really see it as a constant, I mean, as a practitioner, if you really want a result for the practice, even though we don't look for result at all, you just practice. The practice is a result. The fact that you begin to see those teachings clearly, that's what really is a result of the past. Because a lot of the time we pass very quickly from one thing to another and don't really pay attention how these aspects of our mind, body, spirit, whatever you want to call it, uh, you know, work, sort of move and and influence us, or bring a goodness in ourselves, or allow ourselves to be more at peace with ourselves when we accept things as they are, for example, you know, or to be able to to have the patience, patience, you heard well, the patience to just be with things as they are, to be with things you don't like, being with, so that's not an easy pathway, because most of us have really, a kind of repulsion to things we don't like. I mean, it's kind of big and small, and we don't know how to deal with it at first. You don't get what you want, you get really angry. I know that myself because I was been in a position of senior nun for so long. People are not happy, and then suddenly they really kind of tell you, quietly off. But you get used to it after a while. People do have to go through a lot of difficult, just like I have had, just like I've been myself, having to be patient, eternally patient, to let the mind recognize that there's no problem, it's just nature moving and doing its own thing, you know, and that's what we discover little by little. We go from there to noticing that the mind is not something that you can control very much. At first you think we can control it, but really it does its own thing until you begin to look at it more deeply, and then maybe calm down, bring more peace in yourself, accept the fact that things are not the way you want, or people criticize you or whatever, there are many of these. And you just begin to learn from that in a way that perhaps before you were not learning from your life, but you were simply kind of reacting, being annoyed, being this, being that, and then if it is not you, then it's a neighbor, and then it's your friend, it's your children, it's all the people that give you a hard time. So that's not easy, because we know who wants to have a hard time. Nobody. So, I've been, the people who have started and we're still starting now, we all have to encounter all these things, and to be in a position where we can watch and observe and be mindful of them and be aware and so on, without constantly reacting, without constantly, And sometimes you feel that you're not, your habits take over, and everything maybe is not really happening the way you want, and that's part of the practice. I mean, everything, once once you look at yourself, you can really notice how chaotic your life is, our life is, because we we want one thing, but really we prefer something else. We don't want something, but it comes to us, and so on. So this is you have to start looking at it with a little bit of a smile, a little bit of realization that you're not in charge very much, to be honest. But certainly, little by little, as you practice, you discover what the Buddha has been talking from the beginning to the end of his life, You discover the fact that there is an aspect of yourself, of the mind, that is not caught up in your conditioned mind. It's called mindfulness, awareness, consciousness, many words for that. a particular kind of aspect of the past. Hmm? And so this is the joy that we discover, because really, I remember when I came to search and find out and so on, and I was not particularly religious or particularly intent in becoming anything, but one thing I noticed is that I did not want to live in fear. I was quite young and I did not want to live in fear for the rest of my life. I could see people all around me and I could see it very clearly. Fear was leading people's life. And I said, no way I'm going to have that. I'm a bit stubborn. So my stubbornness went, no, I don't want that. So I was not already, and I was not at the time, knowing the Buddhist teaching, telling, be patient, be calm, be this, be that, let it go, blah, blah, blah. But I was kind of determined that this fear, fear was not going to be leading me at any point. But of course, you don't let go of fear through deciding that you're not going to, be in my way. Fear began to, like everything else in our experience, now regular experience, everything else, we're reminded again and again by a good teacher, the Buddha, the teaching, the Dhamma, the suttas, and so on. We are reminded that nothing is let go in the way that people think. Because, I mean, I'm not saying some people don't know, but the letting go, um, can you stop me, please? Yeah. The letting go comes naturally when you stop wanting to change things, because the wanting to change is actually a desire. And that desire, if you know the second noble truth, of wanting to have what you want, not wanting to what you don't want, etc., and then being caught up into, it's part of the Four Noble Truths. Some of you know the Four Noble Truths, yeah? So you have the desire to get basically happy and do anything you can to be happy, and then, etc. So when you practice, instead of the habit that we have to really say, I'm going to really do it, just the right thing. I'm going to read the books. I'm going to tell my friend, to ask my friend how to do it, and again and again. But at some point we missed what is most important, is to be still and listen and observe what's happening. That is the material to understand how you can liberate your mind, right? Through little by little, patiently. I don't know if you know that famous sentence where the Buddha says, patience, endurance are the highest austerity, right? It's not being on a bed of nails, or or not eating for 3 weeks or 4 weeks, no, it's simply patience. And this patience is very profound, because it's exactly the kind of quality that is necessary to see things clearly. Otherwise, we're rushing from one thing to another, and then we get disappointed. It's not working. I'm a hopeless case. Just in case some of you think they are a hopeless case. Well, I did at some point, sometimes, not all the time, but you think you should do better. Yes, sometimes you could do better, indeed, but you don't have maybe yet the condition to really, or the willingness to want to do better. Sometimes we're stubborn. Yeah. You decide to stop eating chocolate, and then the next thing you say, it's you triple your dose of chocolate because you got really miffed by the fact that you didn't get what you wanted. The mind has its own world, I want to tell you. Don't count on it too much, but count on your quality of mindfulness, awareness, and the wisdom of the mind that is not caught up in the me, mine, and caught up in I want, I don't want, I want this, So it's nothing wrong. The mind is not a problem. It just doesn't know yet how things work, you know. I mean, I'm not talking about people who are experienced already, but just generally when people don't know about the paths of practice, that the mind is, is limited because it doesn't know what to do a lot of the time. People criticize their ego terribly. They're really miserable with their ego. Tell their ego you are, the Buddha said, if you're really you're working on your ego, you should be by now, you should be at least, really advanced, really advanced. You shouldn't have any problem. Yeah, I mean that could be right, of course. But if you try to get rid of the pain and the uncomfortable situation of a mind that is not, that's still stuck in the feeling that I am in charge, this is me, this is mine, this is this is that, they are in charge, they're horrible, they should do better, blah blah blah. Instead of going like that, in that way, you begin to see that if anything, your mind needs a peace, to be able to listen to it, to accept it as it is, to not sort of start reacting endlessly to something which is limited and blind. The mind is most of, a great part of the mind is pretty blind and ignorant of the Dhamma. So this is that part that needs to be attended with kindness, loving kindness, clarity, and wisdom, of course. Not without wisdom, knowledge. Yeah. So, what is the time? Yeah, until 10. 10. Okay. Yeah, and so, you begin to have a sense of humor after that, Fortunately, you need to develop a sense of humor a bit in the practice because often you want to get something and life is so good. It will tell you, no, you can't get it today or tomorrow or something. And you get really annoyed with life, because normally life should be able to listen to me and do what I want. Especially if I get really strong, I really push myself forward. I do more more meditation than I did before, and I'm going to read some books really to make sure that I get it right and so on. But all this is a waste of time at some point because all your mind needs is clarity, consciousness, awareness, and wisdom, and that kind of qualities. So it's not something so easy, as we know, but fortunately it works. that's that's a thing that's great. It does work, and it's the beauty of it because you don't have to make a big deal about it. It works with very small changes, very small, acceptance to be patient with some state of mind. The quality of being patient with people that gets really on your nerve, you know. And sometimes we have to learn a little bit more about communication, which we did here at Amaravati. We, the nuns, we did, some work on our communication work, and that helps, right? Instead of staying really with a big nerve, a big ball of nervous, reaction, and getting really quite ill sometimes. If you're too strong, too tough, too demanding, and too kind of hoping that you get something because you the desire to get it. But a lot of the goodness of our mind and life, it comes from this aspect of letting go, and letting go. Ajahn Sumedho taught me very much, when I heard, he had not me personally, but in his teaching, he was saying, very long time ago, he said, let the prisoners go. And I somehow, I was, to me, it wasn't difficult to guess what he meant. He meant all the dark, all the things that don't know what to do, all the ignorance, all the misery, and so on. We tend to, we, how can I say, we need some tools at some level, that the Buddha gives us, to be able to deal with them skillfully, wisely, and, and so because of that, you know, a lot of our, many parts of our inner life, it works to let them go, not because you hate them. I mean, I don't know, maybe you don't have that problem. But not because you think they should disappear if you want to be an enlightened being, but more by observing, you know, observing the fact that when you let something be, I repeat, when you let something be, its nature is to leave. Isn't it amazing? We make a big deal about meditation. I have to do my 5 hours of meditation. I've got to, discover a really master that's going to, bring me to enlightenment and so on. But that poor mind is just not waiting for all this so much. It's just asking you to be kind enough and relaxed enough to go, for things to disappear, for habits to not continue their, their normal adding and upon adding things that is not working, but you can't do any other way. You understand? So when you don't know what to do, any other way, so you can stop and begin to see. You listen to it a bit more carefully, and once there is what would you say, a clear, conscious wish to transform the mind or something, you don't do anything particularly, right? You notice that which is miserable. It's called dukkha, I repeat, right? And anicca. Now, I've been talking about changing and so on for a long time now. I'm sure you know that. But have you noticed how much we can get really tense with this anicca because we don't know how to hold something gently in our stomach, for example. When you're angry, you got a big ball of something here in your heart, stomach, somewhere, right? And to be able to hold this energy that's tense, this habitual energy in a kind of relaxed way, you find a way just to not make a problem about it, little by little. It's not easy. I'm not saying it's easy, but at least you're not adding to the stress that not getting what you want is causing to you, because you are restraining yourself. You are not kind of acting onto something, reacting onto something. You are restraining yourself, and that restraint requires a lot of, I would say, courage. Sometimes you really want to have a difficult, tell somebody off, but you don't do because you know that hasn't really proved to be very helpful after a lot of mistake. So when you practice, take the practice as something you smile with. Okay, it's not you. What I mean by this, look at what you are, what is causing all the things that you think is you. You know, how many things have changed, even within an hour or two? How many things have changed? It's quite wonderful to see the mind as what it is. It's like a river, like a flow in French, but a river that's constantly moving. Sometimes it's pleasant, sometimes it's not pleasant, something, but you don't have to be that river. You can just be the wonderful, happy, you know, looking on this beautiful place, this beautiful water, this beautiful change. Now that's kind of trying to inspire you, but the real work, as you know, is requires quite a deep commitment, doesn't it? And when you have a children and family and work and so on, that's that makes it a little more complex because you don't have all the time to look at it. But when you don't have ideas, now I'm talking to you as a person living in the world. When you don't have, we have a lot of time in the monastery, a lot of space for that. But when you don't get too angry, to become I was going to say to become like a monk or a nun, you know, you don't have to do that. You don't have to torture yourself, you know, to kind of having to do things just the way the monks and the nuns do. You know, monks and nuns have a inner work, which is also very difficult, you know, but it's the external aspect. I mean, also now it's a lot of work happening at the Marawati, but the external aspect is, you know, more, you would say, tranquil, you know, more calm, more, you know, and also we have a lot of standard of ethic, standard of, you know, many aspects of our life is, you know, guided by the Patimo. I mean, not the Patimokkha, it's more, it's monks, it's a monk training, but we have also similar, the nuns have a similar Patimokkha. It's not called Patimokkha, no, but it's the training. Goes beyond the training of 10 precepts, you know. It's very similar in many ways. Don't eat any, you know, I mean, that's another aspect of what I wanted to say. But so, you know, that you cannot, don't go through, you know, comparing one thing and another. Just be content to see your mind and body as a great, you know, as something so precious for you, to be able to show you how to stop being deluded, to be able to show you how to stop not minding to be deluded because you've seen it's not you at some point. You know, it's not that it's not you, it's in you. I mean, you experienced it for sure, you know, but little by little, small things, small aspect of your practice shows you what it means to be anatta, things being anatta, not me, not mine. And anatta, someone, when you say not me, not mine, it's more like not seeing the Dhamma. Do you understand? Not seeing yet the Dhamma. We all think we see the Dhamma already and we have done it. But no, there's plenty of work to be done still. Not through pressure, to pressurizing oneself, not through forcing and really kind of having an agenda for it, but just to relax, you know, just to be relax and be kind to yourself. You know, that really makes a big difference to the practice. You know, anger doesn't help. So, since I talked about anger at the beginning, you know, we can finish little by little, you know, because anger itself is, you know, this is something we experience a lot, many people, you know, we start with that a bit, you know, and when there's a lot of limitation with the training and so on, of course, you get even more frustrated. Fortunately, you have somebody like Ajahn Sumedho, it's not you, not yours, that helps you to, you know, to have a crash course into not being angry, you know, going through a special school to stop being angry. No, now you can just be here, walk around, be mindful, you know, kind and loving to yourself, and begin to notice the details of mind, body, and you know, the feeling, the thing we project onto life, and so you have more time, you know, as of somebody like you, if you practice, you know, and you have more time to, you know, you are given the time necessary to see the details of your life. That because those details are not a you know, something special or something good. It's what you need to see clearly. And I know sometimes it's boring. Sometimes we just go and want to dance and do something more fun. But that doesn't stop you from doing that, by the way. You know, you can be a dancer. You can enjoy whatever, you know, but you now you have learned to know the limits, because also those limits are helping you to stay, you know, in accordance with what you love, which is a Dhamma, which is whatever it is. That is bringing you goodness, happiness, and a joyful life. So I will leave this on that. You have question and answer later on, you know, and I will be happy to answer your question. Yeah.
Andamayam Dhammakataya Sadhu Karanda Dhamma Se. Sadhu, 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 Anumodami. Thank you so much, Ajahn. So, brothers and sisters, it's a great honor to have the company of Ajahn Sundara here with us. So it's a very rare opportunity to be interacting with Ajahn Sundara. If you have got any questions for Ajahn, please feel free to click on the raise hand button. She will be very happy to address those questions. I had a discussion with Ajahn previously about if there are any taboo questions, and she says, no holds bar, bring it on. So if you have any questions at all regarding the practice of patience, regarding the practice of simplicity, as what Ajahn has expounded, please feel free to ask and clarify right now. Right. So this is a comment. Is this Kong Kong? Is it someone that Sok Ming? I think it's Sok Ming, maybe it's Sok Ming. So Sok Ming saying that thank you, Ajahn Sundara, for the Dhamma talk. Nice to see you again via Zoom. Your kindness is very much appreciated. I think Sok Ming spent some time at Amaravati a couple of weeks ago. Right.
Absolutely.
Great.
Come along.
Yes. Right. So I'd like to invite Sister Lindsay. Please mute yourself and yes, and ask your question.
Hi, it's very glad to meet you, Ajahn Sandra. Yeah, it's the first time I listen to your talk, and when I see you you are a female Ajahn. Yeah, it was very quickly to bring me close to you, and I appreciate the practical suggestions from you. Most of all, I'm impressed by your humor. This quality is, I have this quality, but not yet in the practice. I think so, because this is what I think. I think because I'm still new, not very much, not so experienced in Vipassana, but I know the techniques, and I could apply these techniques in my life, so it works. I know how to do it, but still, I think I'm intense. More intense than of course than you, and I wanna know a little bit more how to develop the sense of humor on the practice.
Well, the sense of humor, I think, comes when we stop in places of in some of the places of our who are not hurting anymore. You don't get a lot of humor when people are miserable.
Yes.
So it doesn't mean you are depressed or this. Sometimes you just don't feel like. I mean, I have always been a bit on the humorous side. Don't worry. Some people are born like this. Some people are not. It's like nothing wrong with you. Don't worry. Don't worry. You never know. Now you have opened the door. You mentioned I like to have humor. You never know what's going to come to you. Be careful. You're going to start laughing, but you have to be careful with humor because you can easily be misunderstood. I've already tested that. When people think something very different, you say something, but it's not interpreted in the right way. So you have to. I'm glad you appreciate my humor. I'm really happy. But you know, at
Yes.
some level, you cannot not have humor. I can tell you, we don't have humor because we take everything seriously. And there's nothing wrong with taking things seriously because that's how we're educated. That's how everybody told us, you know, we have to do well, you know, be careful, be this, that. But at some point, you know, when you see how things really work, you can only laugh, I mean, honestly, because it's so funny. Try to see if something comes up in my mind. I don't hear anything, and there's nothing that's come. But um, I'm sure you've been living through this kind of experience. And when you want to do something really wonderful, blah blah blah, and you pour the whole milk and your cat peed on it, and so on and so on. And you say, "Oh dear, I wanted to have a nice place for my boyfriend to come or my girlfriend to come, to do something else." And the last minute, you kind of, so you wouldn't want to have a smile. Now I can smile, but I don't smile because I smile because I'm forced to smile. It's just become natural now, I have to say, because you begin to see that smiling, I mean, it's not smiling in a like American sort of, style, but it's more, it's like you see something and you say, oh, basically, this has happened. This has happened. Instead of saying, yeah, you're terrible, blah, 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 come on, cut it out, you'll never have it again. Throw it away, put it in the bin.
Is
Instead
it
of
like,
doing that, no, hang on, I'm not saying that. Instead of doing that, you just, yeah, it has happened. You would prefer not it to happen, this normal, something difficult you don't want. But at the same time, this beautiful peace that we have deep down, deep in ourselves, can actually show you the way that you did not know when you were just wanting peace and reacting constantly, wanting to get what you want. And that again, I want.
I
I
think
don't.
I get you because what you mean is like when you see the effect of causes and conditions, and this is what it is. Except for acceptance, you have nothing to do. Just on top of that, you add some smile with acceptance.
Yeah. Well, it comes little by little. I'm not saying you get it straight away.
Yeah,
So
sure.
I'm surprised myself because it's not like a big smile, it's just like, oh, poor little table. She's got all my milk on it. I mean, I don't know what my mind is saying, but it's a compassionate, it's a
Mm,
compassionate message, you see. I can't get so angry anymore the way I used to when I was younger. It's just
mm,
like, oh yeah, poor thing, I just have to wash it.
mm, mm,
It's not something I force on me. It's a
mm.
normal thing. It's a normal thing.
Yeah, I understand.
We
And
can
I have
have we can have compassion very early now. We discover we have compassion in ourselves long before we've done all these kind of things that we think we should do, like become an arahant or something like that. I just, oh my God, I can't be an Arahant because I can't do this and that. But it's anyway, let's not talk about Arahant because that's not really what I was trying to mention. But what I mean is that we, yeah, there's an acceptance of life as it is. And it doesn't mean you don't clean everything that was kind of spoiled. It's not like you don't notice yourself, oh, damn it, I know, you can feel like that and oh, how awful that. But it's just like a reactivity of the mind and it's not yours anymore. Do you understand? It's something that happens to a human being when, he dropped basically a big pot of chocolate on the floor, what you're going to make a chocolate cake with. That would be normal to get really hungry and irritated. But at some point, maybe as you get older, you're not so much into chocolate cake, but you'll be really upset if you were younger. So
sure.
it's something that comes little by little, when the more you're kind and loving and caring, you don't have to wait, as I say, to be an arhan to get to that. You can have it, you can feel it very quickly. Some people have a lot of kindness, others people have kindness, and they have also their brother and sisters, which is like, I hate you. I can't stand you. I can't stand that. And they come again, I'll just kick them in somewhere, you know. So that's how it happens. It's just like the path of the Dhamma, is actually transforming oneself. Don't ever forget it.
Yeah, that's the fruit of Dhamma, naturally.
That's right. Be kind and caring and wise to knowledge of wisdom. The wisdom is not, it's not that you do what you want. You have time to think for yourself, to reflect, to know, to accept, and to let go. And next time I do better. That's what I did for many years.
Thank you. I have
yeah, I do better with the knowledge that you have the wisdom to know that.
Yeah, I have another small question. In the body scan meditation, so I read on the book, one male Ajahn mentions that we female practitioners better direct the awareness to the left leg instead of right leg first. Is it true?
Is that when you sit?
Yeah, sit meditation.
Well, don't ask me, do it.
I did because I don't find it's so different.
That's right. You don't have to believe everybody else, You don't have to, I mean, listen, not long ago, I want to give you an example. Okay. Not long ago, I was looking at a magazine, okay? It was a news or something. And there was a description about sleeping on the left side is the best. It was all done by Chinese masters and so on. I'm not against this, and I thought, I was going to try that to see how it works, because I never pay attention, a lot of attention to the details, right, left, right. And then, our mind is tricky, I tell you what. As soon as you do something new, it'll make you feel that you find the right thing. And you know that after you spend a week, you're really bored to death from it. You know what I mean? But it does it. The mind can do it every time.
Mind loves new things.
Oh, sorry?
I think mind loves new stuff.
Oh, yeah. I didn't quite hear what you said, but I thought I might.
Mind loves new stuff.
Yeah.
Mind loves new experiences.
I got it. Yeah. It's like baby, like children. It's just one new dolls, new cats, new presents and so on. We're all the same, even as old. And so you notice it much better when you are doing the practice. It's kind of funny. It's funny. Don't what do you call that? Don't forget that the mind has an aspect, being able to see that it's not working, or it's not, it's directed through things that are not helpful, not kind, not this, and still it will do things that are not kind, not good, not this. So be careful.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you for the question, Lindsay. Tanajan, there's another lady, Priyanaga. So I'm so sorry if I do not pronounce your name correctly. Please forgive me and teach me how to.
Sundara.
No, there's a lady, Priyanka.
Priyanka.
I'm
Priyanka.
Hi, Priyanka. Please go ahead.
I think I know you.
Yes, we met Ajahn Sundara a few weeks ago in the temple. Lovely to see you.
That's right.
Yes. And hi to Deepa if she's there with you. I'll be quick, Ajahn Sundara, because I had to go to work in 10-15 minutes time. I'm trying to practice mindfulness for years now, which is so difficult. I am nowhere there near yet, but I am practicing and I can see little progress, and I'm very proud of that. One thing it completely goes out of my mind is when I'm really happy, like when I go on holiday and having fun with friends and everything. Buddhism and mindfulness and sati nowhere near me. I'm just, really enjoying my holidays. But I really want to keep that touch and that mindfulness when I am enjoying myself too. As a lay people, we do go on trips and stuff. But I constantly want to keep my time to time, I realize, like, I wake up, oh, I'm having fun, I'm having, this will not last, anitya dukkana. But sometimes for days, I'm completely out of touch with Dhamma. Is that all right? Of course, I'm back to mindfulness when I out of that fun time. Is that okay?
But what makes you think that when you are having fun, you're not mindful?
You know, I don't know.
Are you having a judgment? Oh, I'm not doing Buddhism right now.
No. I never judge myself. No. Like
Really?
you said, this practicing of years made me a happy person. I'm really content with whatever thrown at my way. Really, a effect of Dhamma I'm experiencing. But for example, every day in the morning I do chanting and meditation a little bit. But when I go on holiday, for example, to Sri Lanka, 2 weeks, nothing. I don't do anything. I just have no time. I'm so excited.
Just enjoy
But
being
it's, yeah,
enjoy being,
enjoying.
eh? Just enjoy being excited. Is it so
All
bad?
right. That's good. That's good to hear.
But you're aware you're excited and you put a judgment on it.
I think so. I think that's very good point.
Drop the
Yeah.
judgment and see what's left after that.
Yeah. Okay, that's a good point. I won't take much of your time, Ajahn Sundara. I'm sure other people also must be having a question. And I would like kindly, compassionately make a comment to the listeners. When you were giving the talk, it was so sweet. You're smiling, laughing, and make everybody feel happy. But the listeners look so serious. If I am a speaker and if I was to give a talk to an audience like that, I would be terrified. Only 3 or 4 people were smiling, and you did a good job, Ajahn. People should be smiling and happy and make the speaker feel more comfortable, I think. My point of view. Sorry, I'm not, judging anybody, but I wouldn't be able to give a talk to a serious audience.
I'm glad.
Thank you
But
so much.
I can tell you, I think I was born with a sense of humor.
Oh, nice. Good. Well, Ajahn,
It's not bad. It's just sometimes it's caused trouble to me. Do you know what I mean? There hasn't been always, hunky dory all the time.
Well, thank you so much. So lovely to see you.
When this happened to you, you are aware but what is you are aware? You haven't seen that you're talking to me about judging something. I could say, well, I mean, you shouldn't really be doing that. Why don't you go and sit, with your head down and, do some penance, that kind of thing. You should really,
Yeah.
really be miserable for 5 or 6 weeks, so you're punished. No, don't do that. I mean, listen, you haven't kind of, how can I say, as a 5 precept, for example, you haven't broken any, unless you drink a lot of, so
I have occasional glass of wine, I have to confess,
if you go to France,
and a
it's fine.
beer. I know it's bad, but This is the thing. I don't judge. I mean, I'm enjoying it. I don't judge. I don't want to go back to be miserable or sad or anything. It's just, I
You just
wish.
no, you're just becoming French. That's all.
Uh,
It's quite normal for them.
She disappeared. No, she disappeared.
But the problem is that the Buddha's ethic, is very different because it's more subtle. He looks at the mind at a deeper level. When you begin to be one other. By the 3 months you're eating, you're drinking a bottle of wine every day. You be careful.
Right. So we have time for one more question, Devi. Devi, could you please unmute yourself? Can you unmute yourself? Yes.
Okay, I have.
I haven't seen you. No, I mean,
I have. Wandami, Ajahn, nice to meet you. I just knew you from yesterday, actually. But I really like you. And right now I feel very excited to be able to talk with you. And is my voice clear?
very clear.
Okay, thank you, Ajahn.
Oh my-
I've been
She's
practicing.
done a wonderful job.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's organized the sound, I think.
I have been practicing in this path for quite several years, and I'm so happy to can meet a female monastic. That something maybe only the female can understand. Like I noticed the change in female hormones, like our menstrual cycles. We got different hormonal cycles throughout the month. In some part, we feel like very calm. We say, oh yeah, perhaps I'm already on the good track. But when the hormonal change in some part of the cycles, we start to feel like the old things that we think we already solved. It rise again and easily rise, like the anger. I think I got an anger issue on this thing. I think perhaps the practice should be focused on that part, I think, when all the defilement easily rise on the, perhaps I can say the luteal phase of the hormone cycle, it tends to get more cranky, more easily unhappy, and harder to feel happy. And I wish to have Ajahn advice on this, because I think you must have meet this problem for many times before, since I think you got to be a monastic from younger age.
No, I have it easy, I think. Easy for me. And, I'm 78, this year. So I don't have much problem on that level. But, I don't have anything that you mentioned, but I've been quite easy, even with like menopause and that kind of thing, how they noticed it, So, I think you know what to do, don't you? What do you want? What is a question for me?
How to face this bodily change that affect our mind? Because the body has its way, the mind has its way, and the body may affect the mind, and the mind can also affect the body. How to be calm, remain calm and enduring within this moment?
There's nothing more simple than that. That's the trouble. It's too simple, maybe for you, right? Because all you have to do, you describe it just now. It's like when these things happen, you begin to. Sorry, my. Trying to get my robe not falling forward. Yeah, it's you have the material in front of you with your body, your mind, body, etc. And patiently, unless you need to go to the doctor or to the hospital, you begin to notice these things. You don't need to do anything. They don't want anything to do from you. Mother Nature can do what it needs to do. If it is something that, like an infection or something, then you have to go and deal it appropriately, So yeah, maybe you will be studying what's happening, and instead of worrying or anxious and so on, you stay relatively calm, okay? You stay relatively open to the fact this is happening, you're not kind of closed and trying to say, oh, I wish it would stop, and so on, which is natural, nobody wants pain, nobody wants something difficult to bear, That's a first noble truth. So, when this happens, be a loving, kind, sweet sister to your body mind. Yeah?
Yeah, I think I just need to learn more to be more patient.
Really? Yeah,
Yeah.
more. Do you know, it's interesting because for me, I started thinking about patience before I was a nun. You see, it's embedded in us, I knew that I was going to. I heard one day, that basically, something in me, I said, what's me saying it really? If I can be patient by the time I die, I would have done a very good job. I did not know what the job was. I did not know what patient was even, because I was always on the go somewhere. And so, and then I found this on the teaching of the Buddha. I couldn't believe, that patience, endurance, and the highest austerity. Because in the West, patience is nothing. It's like, if you can't do something, you just have to be patient. If you're sick, if you're not suitable to the modern world, and you have to be patient, you're just nobody. You just don't count. And the Buddha makes it as the top. I loved it
Yeah.
because you can only say that when you have really, I think, when the Buddha has been enlightened, because in a way, this is what help you to see very deeply and very, very well the details of your life and how you can see the mind, the body, and so on.
Yeah.
In detail.
Thank you, Ajahn.
So do you have any cat or dogs? No.
Cat or dogs?
No, you don't have cat. No, you don't have this. The cat dog type.
Pardon me, I cannot.
Do you have a cat or a dog at home?
A pet, a dog pet, and a cat. Yeah, I have 5 cats at home. 5 cats.
I thought I might be exaggerating a little bit. I might not be. I shouldn't have. That maybe I shouldn't never ask you this question. If 5 of them, just watch them, see how they behave.
Okay. They.
How happy they become just by you being kind to them.
Yeah, I love them. My cat are cute. They are stray cat. We just rescued them a few years ago. At first they were skinny, and now they are very fat and happy, sleeping all the time, eating.
Now you have maybe my advice. We have cats here too. They go to fat from little to fat. Find a middle way where they can eat but not torture themselves to become obese. We have three cats here. One mama, and the two brothers and sisters. How is it for time? Yeah, we have to stop, huh?
Yes, thank you so much, Devi, for your question.
Here,
Yes,
Ajahn.
we have to move on because Tanaja and the Sangha has the meal time soon. So we're very grateful for Ajahn Sundara to address us today, sharing with us the Dhamma reflections and answering our questions on the practice. To close, may we please invite Ajahn Sundara to lead us in the chants, the Buddha's words on loving kindness and the verses on sharing and aspiration. So brothers and sisters, the words will be on screen.
You want to do it with me? So, oh, you got it here, of course. Now, now let us chant the Buddha's word on loving kindness. This is what should be done by one who is skilled in goodness and who knows the path of peace. Let them be able and upright, straightforward and gentle in speech, humble and not conceited, contented and easily satisfied, unburdened with duties and frugal in their ways, peaceful and calm and wise and skillful, not proud or demanding in nature. Let them not do the slightest thing that the wise will later reprove, wishing in gladness and in safety. May all beings be at ease. Let none deceive another or despise any being in any state. Let none through anger or ill will wish harm upon another. Even as a mother protects with her life her child, her only child, so with a boundless heart should one cherish all living beings, radiating kindness over the entire world, spreading upwards to the skies and downwards to the depths, outward and unbounded, freed from hatred and ill will. Whether standing or walking, seated or lying down, free from drowsiness, one should sustain this recollection. This is said to be the sublime abiding, by not holding to fixed views, the pure-hearted one having clarity of vision. Having clarity of vision, being freed from all sense desires, is not born again into this world. And I do the next one now. Chant the verses of sharing and aspiration through the goodness that arises from my practice, and through this act of sharing, may all desires and attachments quickly cease, and all harmful states of mind, until I realize Nibbana in every kind of birth. May I have an upright mind with mindfulness and wisdom, austerity and vigor. May the forces of delusion not take hold, nor weaken my resolve. The Buddha is my excellent refuge, and surpasses the protection of the Dhamma. The solitary Buddha is my noble guide. The Sangha is my supreme support. Through the supreme power of all these, may darkness and delusion be dispelled. So, I wish you all a very wonderful day here, May you be well, may you be at peace, may you be, I hope to see you maybe if you can, to see you in England one day. And yeah, and it's been very, very pleasant. I miss some of your friends, but I like to look at them. But it's very nice to be with all of you. Yeah.
Thank you. Likewise, Ajahn. Likewise, we will offer you our respectful and sincere love and affection, and to all the bhikkhu, the Sundara and the nuns in Amaravati, with great strength, good health, and great support from the community as you endure and work through this Vassa. Right? Let us all now, as a global community, pay homage to the Triple Gem and offer our greetings and take leave from Ajahn Sundara. Arahant Sama Sambuddho Bhagava Buddha Bhagavanta Vivadi Swagato Bhagavatam Dhamma Namasami Subhadipano Bhagavato Savaka Sangha Sangham Namami.
Well, as I say, it was very, very pleasant for me to be with all of you. I've been to your no, I've never been to your country. I've been in further north a bit more. You know what is the Malaysia? Malaysia. No, not Malaysia. Thailand. Yeah, it's Thailand. But I've not, I don't travel much these days, but nice to visit.
We will come to you. We will come to you, Ajahn.
Good. Take good care.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Thank you so much, and thank you, Sister Tejas. Thank you, Deepa. Bye.
It's not Deepa, it's Egli.
Egli. Okay, thank you, Egli. Thank you. Thank you, Sister Tejas. I know you're at the side.
She's gone, but we'll pass on to her. She worked very hard for all of us. Yeah.
Thank you.